Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special Anime-Zing radio. We are reviewing another anime convention, which went on this past weekend in Westford, Massachusetts. I am your host, Doug Engler. Joining me, as always, in the co-host seat is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Darren Starling.
Yellow.
Also joining us tonight is a good friend of ours. He is joining the AZR team slowly but surely as a con helper and everything else. He was able to join us at AAC this past weekend. Please welcome JP.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to be focusing a bit on the another anime con that went on this past weekend. We're also going to touch base on where Darren was not able to make it all the way up to Massachusetts from North Carolina because of, AAC. I don't know if it's worth that big of a drive just yet. First con back, but we're going to get Darren up this way to a con en masse really, really soon.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
And I also want to talk to Darren after the show because we have ideas for Anime Boston this year, and I think he's going to enjoy it, which is going to want to make him come up here that much more.
Hopefully. That's what we're hoping on.
But of course, we want to start off talking about AAC. Small convention, been moved around quite a bit over the past few years. Of course, the pandemic put a hold on a lot of stuff, and conventions are slowly coming back. AAC was a lot smaller than it has been in years past. And Darren, I've talked so much in the past about how much I enjoy another anime convention.
Yes, indeed.
The guest list was smaller than normal because, the convention building, the hotel was smaller than normal. And I apologize for the noise in the background. I have two cats going absolutely crazy.
I apologize for any noise in my background because I got to get my stuff off my trailer. I just got a severe thunderstorm warning.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
But the guest list for AAC included Kyle McCarley, voice actress Caitlin Galt, Kiba Walker, Cole Future. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And that was pretty much it for the voice acting list.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't able to really do much around voice actors. We did get to chat with Kiba and Cole for a little bit on Sunday. And I have to throw a big shout out to voice actress Morgan Berry, who we've had as a guest on the show, for aiding in one of the biggest surprises of my life regarding the show thus far. Darren, I'm not one. I usually don't fanboy all that much. And I also don't, I usually can keep professional when talking with voice actors. But I had one of those really humbling moments yesterday when we went and approached Kiba Walker and Cole, who were tabling together. And I handed Kiba a card, and he goes, "Oh, I know you guys." It was like, wait, what? Because I'd never reached out to Kiba before. I didn't really know much of his work outside of Bofuri. But I knew his name. I just didn't know a whole lot of his work. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm friends with Morgan Berry. She's talked a lot about you guys. I'm excited to finally get to meet you." And it was like, wait, a voice actor was excited to meet me? It's one of those moments where you feel excited and humbled at the same time. You know what I mean, Darren?
Like all the effort is not useless.
I know, right? I have to say, it's like are we finally getting somewhere?
I think if the voice actors are starting to get the name out there, man, and like I said, a big thank you to Morgan Berry for talking so kindly of us to her friends, and we do our best to make everybody comfortable, make everybody happy who comes on, and to know that it's appreciated makes me feel that much better. And I know, Darren, you work hard at making sure that everybody has a good time too.
Oh, of course, it's part of the job description.
So, okay, I wanted to start off by thanking Morgan for that. The convention itself was very small compared to years past. Granted, they were in a different location. The hotel, beautiful hotel, the Westford Regency Inn, beautiful hotel. They did a great job with the setup that they had. They had a big tent set up outside where they had the cosplay death match as well as many other panels. They even had a yard sale. Even had a yard sale set up outside. And I'm getting a ton of feedback right now. Oh, there we go. Not sure what happened there.
I think he was backing his skid steer out of the trailer. So,
and so it was a lot of fun, especially getting a chance to see old friends and make a lot of new friends. I want to say thank you to all of our friends that we were able to meet up with, including Hatake and Sahara, who have been guests on the show in the past. Rob Keys, it was great to see you again. Daniel Giovannucci, Sarah Ford with Adorkabos, and meet so many awesome new vendors. I know, Jeremy, you had some fun interactions with cosplayers as well, including a Vegeta.
yeah, I kind of channeled my inner Nappa, and me and Vegeta went at it for a while and quite a few arguments throughout Saturday and Sunday, yelling from balcony to balcony as well. That was a lot of fun.
Only at cons will that everyday oddities or randomness become perfectly acceptable.
It was perfect because he was also cosplaying as Vegeta when he had to wear the pink shirt.
What, they said bad man?
It was perfect. Yeah.
I don't think I got a picture of him.
There is a picture of him being beaten up by Android 18 on the AAC Facebook page. I saw it already.
So
he is on the AAC Facebook page, and the photos that many other people shared.
Yeah, I have to try to find that. I do have to throw a shout out to. I don't even know if I want to try to pronounce this, but I'm gonna show it on the phone here for Tats Tait Tait Say Yoon. Who had the AAC 2021 starter pack. I don't know if you had seen that, Jeremy, but
yeah, I saw it.
A tent, brooms. We had people looking down from a balcony, which happened in the lobby quite a bit.
Yeah.
You had the guy with no shirt on, the Minecraft skeleton horses, which they took the time to shrink down, and a table on its side. Now, the reason that I emphasized the Minecraft horses is I'm going to show some pictures that we took from AAC in a little bit. And included in that is a photo of me, Jeremy, my wife, and my daughter, our youngest daughter. And we were like, the fact they made a meme of us is like, I'm honored.
That was awesome. That made my day right there. Second to finding out that I had the day off from work, that made my day.
Look, get made into a famous enough meme, and well, I don't know if you've seen some of the follow-ups with these people that started off as memes that have now either become famous off of it and actually gotten something out of it. So just being internet famous.
Now, I also have to throw a shout out to our friend Justin Hamburg, who we roomed with. It was great to connect with him as well. Awesome guy. Really, so many cool people out there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you guys introduced me to him at Kineticon, and then I roomed with him there. I mean, I feel kind of bad for you, Leanne, because him and I kind of had a bit of a farting contest going in the hotel room, but only at cons.
Yeah, no, it really was a good time. So it
Ended
was,
too quickly.
yeah, as does every con, and you felt the con lag today. I really felt it, and I also can tell you honestly, Darren, I am not as young as I once was. Bouncing on those hippity hops. Really, my legs are still burning.
That's actually kind of funny.
And I will show everybody. Let me bring up the. I will bring up. First off, I have to say hats off to Black Rose. They were an artist there that was at the event, and they did a great job. They were so wonderful. We stopped by their table on Saturday. Leanne's making fun of me. Proof you're with an ace. Your legs can't handle it. Evie was fine.
She had the comfiest one. I think I heard her say my name.
But back on topic with Black Rose, we want to say big thank you. They gave Evie a little pumpkin on the first day. Just, you want a pumpkin? Here, take one. And then we went back again on Sunday to make our final rounds through Artist Alley. And they gave her the rest of the pumpkins that were on the table. So be sure to check out. So be sure to check them out. Check out their artwork. They had some really good artwork, really cool stuff. This photograph here was all the contestants that were in the death match, including Hatake and Sahara. It was fun to watch what we could of it. Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus ended up winning the whole thing. A lot of the panels were smaller than what would be expected. And now we're going to go through some of the other amazing cosplays. Some of the characters I don't know. I don't know, Darren, if you know who they are, but we will go through slowly. This one here was a fun one. I didn't see the Uzuki-chan at first. Leanne saw him, and she couldn't remember the name. She just said short, annoying character, big boobs, Monica Rial, and I knew who she was talking about.
I have to say, Hestia started that trend. Ozaki just made it even more annoying.
And I have to say, this person did a really good job with the cosplay. Of course, there was Demon Slayer on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Had to get a shot of the Demon Slayer. In fact, this family, wonderful people. We chatted with them quite a few times. They were in multiple different cosplays throughout the weekend. Really fun to chat with. This photo is the fun one. This is the family photo with the crazy Uncle Jeremy.
That was a good time.
This is one of the only photos taken at AAC by our friend Justin, where Evie actually had the head on.
Yeah, and we lost him.
And then after that, the head just kind of got carried around.
Yeah, it kept flying off.
But we were the hit of AAC with the bouncy horses. And like I said, it really just made everybody's weekend. We had people chasing us down. AAC staffers with this one here were just like, "Oh, we heard about you over the radio, and we had to find you."
Yeah, it's pretty funny watching staffers run up to us breathless, and we're wondering what's going on. They're like, "I just got to get your photo."
And I have to say, Darren, this idea culminated from being overtired after Kineticon. Have you ever had one of those stupid ideas after a con and then you actually made it work?
I think he may have lost service. He dropped out.
Ooh. Let me switch back over here. And there he is.
There
He's
we
back.
are.
Sorry, y'all were sounding like y'all were underwater, so I had to reload my page. I don't know if the connection went sour on my end or what, but I couldn't make heads or tails out of what y'all were saying.
But the picture that I had put up there, as I said, Darren, was a culmination of being overtired after Kineticon and coming up with what was just like a ridiculous idea. Have you ever had any of those, being tired after a con, be like, I should try this next time?
Not really. Me personally, no. Simply for the fact that I don't cosplay or anything like that as of this point, so I can't really comment on that.
I will say you're safe for Anime Boston. Because of the amount of stuff that we want to do for AD, we are not bringing this with us. Sorry to all the fans out there who loved seeing us. We are planning on bringing these to Kineticon next year and maybe a few other events. But Anime Boston, just the sheer size and everything, I think it would be too much to try to lug all these around. Because those really are some good sized hippity hops. And yes, folks, they are adult hippity hops with a weight limit of 250. So, Darren, I know you could fit on it.
You can almost fit two of me on there because I'm sorry to say I weigh less than 130. I'm just that tall.
And moving on to the next photo, these were some girls that were hanging out, wonderful, wonderful ladies that we got to chat with, hanging out with our good friend Rob.
Yeah, it's Rob's harem.
You don't want to say that in the air. It's not his harem. It's just friends of his.
Yeah, I know.
But they were a lot of fun to chat with. We talked with them for quite a while Saturday night, and then got to chat with them a little bit more on Sunday. Inuyasha cosplayer, which saw them all weekend. I think I didn't get a photo of it, but I think one of the funniest times was I looked up standing in the lobby because you could see all the way up to the third floor, and they were just kind of peeking down. And all you could see was like the wig and the ears and the eyes. It's like, that doesn't look creepy or nothing.
Well, it's Halloween season. What do you expect? Creepy is everywhere.
Pretty much. And, of course, more talented cosplayers. We've got some Soul Eater cosplay. Ironically, back-to-back, and these two girls were not together at the time, not walking together at the time. We managed to catch up with them and a Death the Kid later on, which I got a photo of. But we got Maki, then we got Blair. Just, like, they're probably 5 minutes apart.
Nice to see some of the cosplays from some of the older shows make a return to the scene.
Oh, yeah. This one here, we had to get a photograph of the Operation Hammond table. Hats off to them for all the work that they do. For those of you who don't know Operation Hammond, they are a volunteer group of first responders who donate their time to conventions throughout New England. A lot of times they are called on if there is a medical emergency. A lot of them are in the medical field as first responders. They're also fans of the anime or geek culture, so to speak. The founder, James Fedora, we had the honor of interviewing many years ago. Sadly, he has passed away a few years back. So as heartbreaking as it was to find the news that he had passed away, I have to show the picture to show that they are still going. What he started is still alive and well, even after the pandemic. And hats off to the men and women who work with Operation Hammond at these events to try to keep all the attendees safe. So I had to show that. And also, you can't really see it too well, but the picture, like in front, the little green border picture in front of the Pocky is actually made into a poster that said "Cosplay is not consent," and that is my wife from Anime Boston 2016. They still use that.
Yeah.
And we have a Bakugo cosplayer, and I have to say kudos to them because the little grenade on the hand there with the fire coming out, They made that themselves, and they said, and it was so lightweight. They were like tossing it up. There was nothing to it. They did a great job. Great fursuit cosplayer. I'm not sure what that's from. I'm not sure if you do, Darren, or not.
No.
But it was really cool to see some fursuiters. This one I think everybody knows, with Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Fitting after a Dragon, the weekend after a Dragon Maid special.
Yeah.
We had a My Hero collab. And then we have a Love Live cosplayer, which was hysterical because the Vegeta we talked about earlier that, was arguing with everybody, got into an argument with her because they faced off in a idol, AAC's Next Top Idol competition where it was more games. There wasn't really singing and dancing. And they were amongst the final group of people. And Vegeta cheated to basically cheat to win. One of the games, they had to use chopsticks to pick up a single grain of rice, bring it across the room, and drop it in a container. Well, his chopstick broke, so he used the splinter part to pick up the rice to bring it over. So she called him out for being a cheater. They were yelling back and forth in playful convention fashion. Everybody had a good time. And
he yamcha'd.
Then we have a Tom Nook cosplayer who was looking for somebody who didn't pay off their loan. I thought the bat was a nice touch. And then here's the Soul Eater collab with the Death of Kid and everybody. Great job by all the cosplayers. There were a lot of really good cosplay. Again, not sure what show this is from, but I wanted to make sure I got a good shot so you could see the mark on the forehead as well that the cosplayer had done.
Nope.
What was that?
I got nothing.
Got nothing? Of course, another great My Hero Academia cosplay. Some fun going on in the hallway. Our friends Hatake and Sahara out somewhat unmasked.
Which they were jumping from cosplay to cosplay that weekend.
This was taken right after a panel they did talking about some of the science behind the cosplays that they were doing, that they do. And then saw these lovely ladies outside rehearsing. I think there was another idol thing going on. They were doing some prep and some practice for either an idol showcase that was going on Sunday or for a future con. And then more of our friend Rob's friends that were at the con in different cosplays. So it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed seeing everybody. And like I said, for AAC in a whole, we had a blast. There was some confusion that went on, of course, with talking with a lot of the staffers. It was great to see a lot of the same faces, familiar faces again. Registration was really easy. They had like tablets set up on podiums where you could go, and if you hadn't pre-registered, you could go sign up right there, get all your information in, and then just go to the registration table. So it was kind of a hands-free type thing where you just set everything up, go pay for the registration, get badges, and we were in and out of the registration line in like 10-15 minutes, which is really, really good for some of these cons. Also, they had flyers out to show you what panels were going on every day. They had maps so you knew where rooms were. The staff was, very attentive to everything going on. Artist Alley was small. The room that they had to set it up a little different because of, COVID and wanting to make sure everybody was safe. Tables were spaced out wider than normal. So some of the overflow that they had got put out into the mezzanine level on the third floor, which I think some of those artists we saw them before we actually found Artist Alley. So I think they did pretty good. One of the talented artists that we had spoken to which goes by, I think it's Timid Punk, which I have to throw the
Mhm.
shout out to them. We talked to them a little bit. They said they were getting quite a few commissions while sitting out there, which is great to hear. I know Sarah Ford from Adorkabos had did really well, and I know that a few other of the vendors, were doing pretty well as also. So happy to see things. They did have a limit on the dealer's room because it was so small. I think they only had, was it 50 people in at a time?
Yeah, it was like 50 people at a time, but it was good to see that they were set up for a larger crowd than what they had. They were prepared.
So it was a little bit, like I said, attendance. I think they estimated attendance to be between 500 and 600 people for the weekend, which post post-apocalyptic, as everybody calls it, smaller con coming back. Really, it was a good turnout. I think everybody, for the most part, had a good time. I know the cats are having a good time. They're going absolutely crazy because bags are on the floor.
Again, post-con cleanup.
Well, that's just post-grocery shopping cleanup.
And yeah, I do something. I mean, they destroyed their scratching post when we got back. So.
Now, Darren, you know how bad I am at conventions about buying things, right?
Yeah.
Would you believe me if I told you we came back from this convention with no figures, no autographs? Basically, the only thing we spent money on was food, fuel, hotel, tickets, and stuff for Evie.
Okay, then. I don't believe you as far as I can throw you, but
I can adhere to this. I was with them. Evie's the only one who walked away with anything, and she got one hell of a deal on those bears.
They had pop figures of the We Bear Bears, which was a cartoon that my daughter really, really liked. We didn't know they made pop figures. At the yard sale, there was some people selling a big group of different pop figures. And at first, they had all three We Bear Bears, and Evie was excited. And they were like, "Oh, if you want them, we'll give you all three for $30." And then they said, my wife said, "You know what? She really likes them. We'll do 20." Which then it was like, okay, we'll get that. And it was after seeing the value on some of them, because a couple of them were going for $35 to $50 each. We really made out pretty well. Also,
especially when I bought them for her.
Her Uncle Jeremy stepping up again.
Well,
also,
I'm familiar with the show because of stuff I've seen from clips on Facebook. About the only one I remember that more memorable from that show really is Ice Bear, because that was always who was getting into whatever.
Ice Bear.
Yep, that definitely was one of them too.
Ice Bear, Panda, and I forget the other one.
Grizz.
Thank you.
Grizz.
I want to take a moment also to give a shout out to one of our friends who works with the artist Sally for AAC. She also is a big into the minifigs, Muse's Touch, miniature painting. She does live streaming a few times a week on her Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/musestouch, MUSES_touch. Jeremy went to one of her panels.
Mm-hmm.
And how are the panels you went to? You went to a few more than I did.
I went to quite a few. Most of them were D&D. I did go to the Idle one with you, which was interesting. But the other two I went to was basically a group game of D&D where groups of us had a character to play, and I'm glad to say mine survived and escaped the jail. And the other one was the painting. Was the mini painting one with your friend and everything, and it was very fun. The mini that I took from there is a Minotaur that I will be using in my group's next campaign when we are all doing chaotic evil.
Sweet.
So that will be a lot of fun to play with him.
Also, I can say that yeah, saying that glad to be back to a con is an understatement. My wife and I were talking. It was great to be back, but it didn't feel the same. Like the energy level wasn't there as a full capacity con of that size. And I know it's going to take a little bit of time to get back to where things were pre-pandemic. And it's great to finally be able to get back out. They had a lot of safety features in place. Masks were mandatory, which we had no issues with. We saw a lot of people cleaning throughout the day. The Idol AAC's Next Top Idol contest games, they wiped down everything. Every prop that was used got wiped down and sanitized. Everybody was required to use hand sanitizer before touching anything. So a lot of precautions were taken in place for the health of everybody, which it was great to see. Because you never know. I know that's a big worry of a lot of people looking at cons going forward, where they're slowly coming back into fruition. We're slowly trying to get our lives back to normal in the anime and Comic-Con and convention world. I know, Darren, you took this year off just because you wanted to wait to see where things were going before returning to conventions full swing.
Pretty much. And also the fact that my local convention's pretty much canceled 2 years in a row. SuperCon did happen, I believe, but due to certain factors, I decided to hold off. But Anime-Zing, unfortunately, the week they decided to cancel was when our governor decided to lift everything. So it was kind of just bad timing.
Oh, yeah. But looking ahead to 22, a lot of cons are looking at, what have the previous events done? What have they done right? What have they done wrong? Everybody's trying to learn from each other based off of experiences. It's not uncommon to see staffers from one event go to another event just to get a first-hand visual of what's going on. I know over the weekend, Anime Boston put out an email stating what their some of what they were expecting for 2022. Masks are going to be required. Vaccination says vaccination and mask requirements. Anime Boston 2022 will have a COVID-19 vaccination and mask requirement for all in attendance, including but not limited to artists, exhibitors, staff, and attendees. Of course, that may change depending on where we are when it gets closer to the time. The weekend for Anime Boston is May 27th through 29th. So if you're interested in coming up to AB, definitely keep an eye on what the laws and regulations are in the state of Massachusetts. I know every state has their own mandate set up outside of what the federal government dictates. Some are stricter, some are at the bare minimum. So
Definitely plenty of time to plan out what you need and what you got to do to get it ready.
And I think we just lost Darren again. We're going to try to get him back here in just a little bit.
That storm must be really messing with his signal.
Yeah. But really, I see a few people tuning in, so thank you so much for tuning in. Say hi in the chat room if you want to. If you have questions about what AAC was like, feel free to throw some questions and comments in the chat. We love hearing from you guys. Otherwise, some show announcements that are coming up. This coming Sunday, we do not have a live show because it is Halloween. We will be doing a live show next Monday, November 1st. No guest announced at this time. November 7th, we have Godswill on the schedule. So as long as his schedule will allow, we will be talking with Godswill Lugga Jr. again. It was great chatting with him the few times he's been on the show before. And really awesome guy to chat with, very knowledgeable about the anime industry. Looking forward to having him back. I know, Darren, you like talking with him as well.
Well, considering he was my former boss, per se, then always.
So he has to say that. No.
You took what I was gonna say.
November 14th, we are going to be welcoming Giovanni Cruz back to the show. It's going to be fun chatting with her. And we are also going to be joined by the winner of a giveaway that we did back at a small convention in in New Hampshire. We donated a guest co-host spot for that show. And Rachel Mather will be joining us as a guest co-host for the Giovanni Cruz interview. Big news coming up, which we have just gotten confirmation. December 5th, we are going to have Kitten Cosplay. Very, very talented cosplayer. He does amazing makeup work. And they were recommended to us by Christy Rothrock last weekend during our Dragon Maid special. And as a special treat, Christy is coming back as a guest co-host.
That's awesome.
So Darren, I don't think you're gonna have to talk much next for that show, because as you and I know, Christy can talk enough for the both of us.
So you're saying Darren can go ahead and just turn on his phone and fall asleep?
No, he's got to be there, because he never knows I'm gonna be like, all right, Darren, you have any questions?
Yeah.
At least got to say hello.
I like dropping the bomb on him every now and then, just put him on the spot.
You have to.
I have to keep you awake.
Yep.
And of course, November 21st and 28th, we're still working on getting some guests lined up for that. December 19th, our last show of the year, is going to be a voice actor roundtable. Christy Rothrock has already confirmed for that. We are going to be reaching out to a few other voice actors to seeing who else is going to be around. Hello to Andrew Sick. Says, hey guys, been to a few Comic-Cons in Montreal. Never got into anime, but it looked like it was a lot of fun. Hopefully the Montreal Comic-Con will be back in July. I hope so too, man.
Yep.
So happy to see the cons coming back. Comic-Cons, we were at Kineticon a few weeks ago, or a month, probably about 6 weeks ago now, 8 weeks ago. And that's a multi-genre con, and we had a lot of fun there, seeing a lot of cosplays. The events are coming back slow. They're like half capacity at best from what they have been in the past. With AAC this past weekend, it was, great to be back amongst the cosplayers. They really brought their A game for a small con. And you can go to another anime convention, search them on Facebook, see a lot of the pictures that people are posting that had gone. Like I said, so many great cosplayers out there. I know, Jeremy, you enjoyed seeing all the cosplay. It was only hit Jeremy's second con, Kineticon being his first one of the anime Comic-Con genres.
Did you see any Felixes while he was there?
I did not see a Felix. I don't know if Jeremy did or not.
No, I did not.
If he did, he'd be chasing tail,
Pretty much.
Hey, and to think, I almost bought you drinks at the bar, Doug.
You got to get picked on when you come on the show a little bit.
Yeah, no, we all do.
Now, Andrew, I'm curious. You said you've gone to a few Comic-Cons in Montreal. How are the conventions up in Canada? I have never been outside of the continental U.S. So let us know in the comments what the convention scene is like up there for you. Do you have a lot of great cosplayers that you see? Do they bring a lot of guests from international guests? Is there a lot of Canadian actors that they bring in, or a lot of the U.S. actors who come across? Because, like I said, I'm always curious about what things are like in other countries.
Yeah, this is actually my coworker I was talking to you about, Doug.
Ah,
The one
okay.
who fanboyed at work when I mentioned Rob Paulson.
Ah, okay.
So I've actually never been to the Montreal Comic Con either, so I'm actually kind of curious about that too.
And so, as he's debating whether or not to reply, as a lot of people do, we really thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Everybody who came to the convention and had fun. We said been to 3 shows. It's huge. A lot of costumes, quite a few actors and actresses. That's pretty cool. Andrew, I think you need to go to an anime convention if you get the chance, because it's comparing like an anime con to a comic con or a multi-genre con. They're very similar, and they also have a very different feel. Just based off of like Kineticon is usually a really, really large scale con. Being multi-genre, you get all sorts of different people in there. Like Jeremy said, he got to meet Rob Paulson there. They had a bunch of voice actors from Funimation and Sentai there.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, AAC only had 4 guests this time around. In the past, I've known them to have an upward, anywhere between 8 and 10, sometimes 12, depending on the venue that they're at. Andrew says that he has met William Shatner, Chuck Norris, Morena Baccarin. That's pretty cool. I've never met any of them. I took a Shatner once, but that's about it. But I think I would be more. I think I'd be more interested in meeting like Brent Spiner if we're going Star Trek, because Data was one of my favorite Star Trek characters of all time.
Yeah, I can't argue with it there. He's a great actor.
Chuck Norris, very talented actor, but I'm not so much into the movie side of things. So a lot of the actors who are out there now, I don't really know. I know William Shatner had some fun at Rhode Island Comic Con years past, where they were so overpacked the fire department wouldn't let people in, including William Shatner, who had left for lunch.
And he got locked outside of it when he was the main attraction.
But we really had a lot of fun. We want to thank all the volunteers, all the people who worked behind the scenes for AAC for the work that you guys did. I know it was a lot of question marks going into 2021. A lot of craziness that was going on, and you guys did a great job at pulling together a really fun convention. I know it was smaller than probably everybody was hoping it would be. I really hope that you guys come back 2022. We want to continue to cover AAC as best as we can, because it is a con that my family holds near and dear to our hearts. They've always gone above and beyond for all of the attendees. Any issues they try to correct any issues as quick as possible. They try to keep everybody in good spirits, and they do a really good job at putting on a great show. And like I said, so great to see all of our old friends and stuff that we hadn't seen in a while. Jeremy's over there laughing to himself.
I'm listening to my roommate getting his butt kicked in Mortal Kombat Alternate by a friend of his who came over, and now she's beating him for like the 8th time in a row, I think.
I thought you were watching Felix.
No, they're playing Mortal Kombat Ultimate in the room there, and in the living room, and I hear him cry and swear a little bit every now and then, so he's getting beat.
We do hope that in the future that our friend Rob will be able to join us for a show. You would like Rob, Darren. I would call Darren my idol expert.
The idol master.
About to say good title, but an anime already took that.
The Idol Master. Yeah, I think there is an anime called Idol Master, isn't there?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there is. Only it's instead of an A being in master, it's the at symbol.
And it was fun, and it's funny with any questions I ever had over the weekend about Love Live or like which show is this from? It's like, Rob, what show was this character in or the cosplayer from? And he knew right off the top of his head. And kudos to him. He loves the Idol stuff. If there's an Idol panel, he will be there. And so many great musical animes out there, and he really goes above and beyond. It's a big thank you to Rob for the cards that we got. This one, and then the one that Jeremy got. Apparently, they have vanilla wafers that are Love Live based off of some of the shows, which he had full boxes of. And when you open them up, you eat the wafer, you get a card. That's what these are from.
Say what I know you're going to say. I didn't notice the card. I was chewing on the card too. I know you want to say it because you're laughing at me about it.
No, I was going to say I didn't even know that they made these things. Leave it up to the guy who's like Idol through and through to have to know that this stuff exists. And these are collector cards. They're numbered. And I know he's been working on trying to collect the whole set. So hopefully he can do that. But we were only going to do a short show tonight. I mean, 46 minutes. That's not exactly the short show that we you always think of, because 45, 46 minutes is short for people who are used to talking 2 hours.
Or talking for an hour and then sleeping.
You don't always fall asleep at 9.
Yeah, it does seem to go that way, unfortunately. Sometimes it's 9:30.
But we are excited about, looking ahead. We have some big goals for 22 with the show. I know, Darren, you're looking forward to all the fun stuff that's going to be in the future for the show. We were talking a little bit before coming on the air. Where we didn't do a live show last night because of traveling back from Massachusetts, you were able to catch up on some anime. What shows were you able to catch up on?
Only 2, sadly. Watched the latest episode of Jahi, The Great Jahi Will Not Be Defeated, and started season 2 of Jobless Reincarnation. Both very good shows. Jahi is still annoying, but it's still a good show.
She's still a cute character.
She's cute, but I don't know.
She's better than Uzaki, that's for sure.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Uzaki was just too annoying for me. I can't say for Miss Nagatoro because I haven't seen that, but
well, you got season 2 coming out, so you better watch season 1.
And you've been on the ball. You've thrown out some stuff recently. What was it you put out? There's going to be a golf anime coming out.
Golf anime and anime all about cosplay. Let's see, what else do they have? I think there was another. Now you got to make me scroll.
Yep.
Yep, Nagatoro gets the second season. There was an anime about golf. The other sports one was badminton. They're doing all these sports, but they haven't done bowling.
Or disc golf.
I think bowling would get one before frisbee golf.
You'd think bowling would have had one before a made-up sport like Keijo.
And then also other news, Kaguya-sama Love is War gets season 3. Very hyped for that. And Nichijou is returning to serialization of the manga. I don't know if you ever saw Nichijou, but it was a big deal whenever they announced that they had gotten the license to English dub it.
I have not seen the Nichijou.
Of course, the main scene I remember out of it is the principal high driving a deer.
Interesting.
That whole scene was fun, and the whole show was actually a comedy.
And of course, we definitely want to take a moment to send our thoughts and sympathies to the family, friends, and fans of Chris Ayers, who passed away last week. Unfortunately, we lost a good one there. I know that he'd been dealing with some health issues for years, and I know he will very much be missed by the anime community. And Darren was the first one to tip me off to that, because you were right there on the ball sending me a link. I'm like, wait, why is he sending me a thing for Chris? Oh, that's why.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Lord Frieza.
And I know in some of the more recent episodes that Chris was a part of, I'd heard reports that he had to use oxygen, and also Damon Mills had stepped in to help out for some Frieza as well. Which hats off to Damon for filling the shoes of an amazing man. Though I never had the honor of meeting him myself, we never had the honor of having him on the show. Everybody I've heard talk about him said that he was larger than life. He loved everybody. He always would do his best to make you smile and bring happiness. And people like that are few and far between. So really, rest in peace. You will be missed, but you may be gone, but you are not forgotten. That's for sure. But like I said, next Monday we will be doing a show. Probably just talking about some animes that we're going to be trying to catch up on. We don't have a guest as of yet. I will work to see if we can get somebody. If you have ideas of guests that you'd like to see us get on the show, shoot us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/Anime-Zing Radio. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We want to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year. And if Kiba Walker is happy to subscribe, you guys should be too. I've seen a lot of views out there on some of our past shows. So you guys need to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and support the channel. Share the channel with your friends. Have them come over and enjoy all the anime nonsense that we provide, the cosplay nonsense. You never know. And Darren said if we can hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year, he will Nico Ni.
He actually said it? Wow! We thought we'd have to threaten you.
Well, he threatened me, all right. And
I just did.
Well, about to say, and let me guess, this was your wife's idea.
I just threw that out there. He didn't really say that. I just thought that would be a fun thing.
I have to say, given the nature of it, I thought it would have been your wife's idea.
Although knowing how much of a fan of the idol culture that Rob is, we were trying to get him to do it too. Or like, if we get Rob on the show, we could have you guys have a Nico off.
Yeah, no.
He didn't go for it either.
I have to say, my hat's off to him then.
But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We've had fun talking about AAC this past weekend. Until next week, when we come back like I said, next Sunday is Halloween. We're not going to be doing a live show. We're going to be spending